Well, the X-Files just got real. A group of Air Force officers making sworn testimony to the National Press Club, claiming they've had close encounters of the third kind. John Fowler of KTVU in San Francisco has this report.
All the UFO sightings were at nuclear weapons facilities, including Minuteman missile silos in Montana. Witnesses said there were multiple missile failures as an unusual object hovered above.
It seemed to have pulsating lights going around it, and it had a white light from the center looking down into the silo.
7 former U.S. servicemen delivered sworn affidavits to the press club about close encounters.
Off through the forest with a bright, glowing object. The best way I can describe it, it looked like an eye, with bright red with a dark center. It appeared to be winking.
Organizers say 120 now retired servicemen reported similar occurrences from the 1960s until as recently as 2007. They said reports were hushed up and witnesses ridiculed.
I was used to the ridicule from the Air Force, except for the dual standard. We're going to ridicule, but it's secret and don't talk about.
Some believe UFOs highlighted nuclear weapons as some sort of warning.
The cover-up of the fact that UFOs did intercede with our nuclear weapons is extremely important.
Is there a government UFO cover-up?
If there is, I'm part of it. No, there's no cover-up. I would certainly know about it.
UC Berkeley physicist Richard Muller served as one of the nation's top advisors on nuclear secrets. He thinks the servicemen simply saw things in the sky they didn't understand.
Because the paradigm of the era was that things you don't understand are flying saucers, that's how they reported them.
Well, our thanks to John Fowler of KTVU in San Francisco for that report. For more on this now, I'm joined by Leslie Keene. She's author of UFOs, Generals, Pilots, and Government Officials Go on the Record. Leslie, they use the term crackpot, I think, in there. I mean, that's what most people think when they hear, okay, UFOs and they're coming to America to spy on our nuclear weapons arsenal. What do you make of it?
Well, I mean, the point is that these are military guys and they need to be taken seriously. And, you know, whether they were, what the UFOs were actually doing there, what they actually were, we really don't even know. These guys have their own opinions and they were involved directly, so they've drawn some conclusions. But basically, these UFOs are seen all over the world in lots of different places. There's physical evidence for it, and you need to put it into the bigger picture of the whole UFO evidence. I think that's what's important.
Why is the government, they raise a point of, you know, why is it they're being told they're nuts, but they're also being told by the government, don't tell anybody it's top secret?
Yeah, I mean, they were told, a lot of them were told at the time that it happened because it was a sensitive installation and they didn't know what was going on, and, you know, naturally you're not going to want your guys going out and talking about it. And, you know, the ridicule thing, I mean, it's a long pattern we've had in this country since the 1950s and 60s, and it's just become sort of a habit that really needs to change. And I think my book is trying to do that by presenting serious testimonies, chapters written by, among them, 5 generals and a former governor.
I need a quick answer, but what do you believe after having researched this?
Well, I believe there is definitely a physical phenomenon in the sky that cannot be explained. What it is, we don't know, and I think we need a further investigation to try and find out more about it.
And some more transparency about it would be nice, too.
Absolutely.
I mean, if there's something out there, why doesn't our government just tell us? Like, we need to know.
They might not know what it is either, but they might, and that's one of the questions we don't have the answer to. How much does our government know?
All right, Leslie, interesting, very interesting. Thank you so much for your expertise on it.
Thanks for